Hey everybody, how's it going? This is TE's here, and we are back with another video. In this video, we're going to be covering the 1.09 patch for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, currently it's only on PS4, but it's expected to drop on Xbox and PC Wednesday the 21st, sometime around 1 is what they've kind of been saying, but they're not exactly for sure. But the whole 1 o'clock time frame is really specific for them to not be sure, so I don't really know like where that's coming from or when exactly, but it's coming soon. So anyways, all of the general just bug patches that they really did, kind of pointless things that you might have seen, you might not have. One of the notable ones, I think this is the third time now we've seen it in the patch notes. Players will no longer hear the whiz-by sound effect for NX Shadow Claw bolts throughout the map. This will only occur for players near the bolt. I don't know how many times I have seen that in the patch notes and it has not been fixed. So hopefully this one does it. Cross our fingers, hope it works. Now let's go on to the black market. Now they fixed crypto key spawn rates to where they are just kidding, they're still shitting on us with those. All they did was they fixed an issue where the wrong portrait image was appearing for the battery's MMA specialist theme. Personally, I have no idea what that is because I've never gotten it because, you know, I don't drop $7,000 on those things. Next, they fixed an exploit where players were able to obtain more crypto keys than intended by manipulating game lobbies. So they took away the only decent way to earn those. Okay, so that's understandable. Now let's go on with where they're not fucking us over, the perks and specialist. Now the only perk they actually changed is anti-up. They increased the starting score streak amount from 100 to 150. Now honestly, I think that was probably needed, but honestly, anti-up needs something else to kind of have a draw to it. It's probably the worst perk in the game. Now for the specialist, they reduced specialist earn rate in the hardpoint game type for all specialists just in general. That surprises me because I didn't know they had specific earn rates depending on the game mode, so that's probably well needed. The Reaper, now this got a little bit of a nerf. They reduced the accuracy when firing unzoomed and reduced the ammo count from 120 to 100. In all honesty, I think that was probably needed, but I think there's other specialists that probably needed a nerf more. Now onto the Outrider. Now this got a lot of changes. They increased the first raise speed of the crossbow, or of the bow. They increased the ADS speed. They increased the sprint recovery speed. And they increased the ammo count from 8 to 10. So they really changed a lot with that. Now onto the Spectre. Reduced leftover power when Spectre is killed while Ripper is active. In all honesty, this needs it. A lot of people are mad that they keep constantly nerfing the Ripper, but I was actually looking at my KDs with the different specialists, or kills per use, and with the Ripper I have like above a 4 and the rest are all around like a 2. So I think that's a little bit, like they need to do something there. It needs fixed. The Ruin, they increased the overdrive earn rate. Okay, probably needed. Nomad increased the rejack earn rate. They just keep buffing the rejack because no one uses it. It's ridiculous. It's so funny. Now onto the Reaper again. They increased the Psychosis earn rate. So the Scythe got a buff or a nerf, but the Psychosis got a buff. I think that was probably well needed. Firebreak, they reduced the Heatwave earn rate. Okay, that I can agree with that. I've just recently been using it. Now this one I don't fully agree with. The Battery, they reduced the kinetic armor earn rate. Personally, I thought it was pretty good where it was, but I mean, they've got the numbers. They obviously, I'm going to trust them on that one. Now, I'm not going to trust them with supply drops, but I'll trust them on that one. Now, onto the weapons. For the SMGs, now I'm telling you, there's a lot of changes to weapons in this patch, so I'm going to go through them kind of quick. I'm going to touch up on a few things. I'm going to skip down the list about halfway and start with the best news since like 2 months after the game came out. The Vesper, that's right, the Vesper is being buffed. Do I think it will return to its former glory of OP-ness? No. But it is getting a removed speed reduction while firing, an increased aim down sight speed, increased sprint recovery speed, and increased ability to control recoil. So there's a chance that the Vesper will be usable again. I'm hoping it works out pretty well. Now to the Kuda. They reduced the one-hit kill range in hardcore mode. Probably needed. I don't play hardcore, but I can imagine the Kuda doing really good in that. The laser sight bonus more aligned with bonus received on other SMGs. Not exactly for sure what that means, but I assume if you use the laser sight, you probably know. Reduced ADS movement, but no longer lose speed while firing. So basically, you can't move as much when you're aimed in, but if you start firing, it's not going to reduce it. They do that a lot in this patch. They changed a lot of the ADS speeds and the movement speeds while in ADS. So just a lot of things like that. Onto the VMP, that also got a nerf. They reduced the ADS movement, but no longer lose speed while firing also. Same kind of thing. Now onto the Weevil, they removed speed reduction while firing, increased ADS speed, increased sprint recovery speed. I just stuttered so bad there, I'm going to repeat that one. Increased sprint recovery speed, there we go. And they increased the 5-hit kill range. So, I think the Weevil needed it. I think they nerfed it just recently, and it was good where it was. Hopefully they find that happy medium. Now onto the Pharaoh. Removed speed reduction while firing. As I said, that's a common denominator between most of these. And they increased the ADS speed, probably needed also. The Razorback, they removed speed reduction while firing, increased 4-hit kill range, and reduced 1-hit kill range in hardcore mode. Now first off, I'm going to go ahead and say why I'm against that one. The reduced 1-hit kill range in hardcore mode, I personally don't use the Razorback, but I saw a 2-minute nuke or something on hardcore infection, and that thing was getting one-shot kills at ridiculous ranges. Like that, I thought it was kind of overpowered in hardcore, but maybe that's just me, I don't know. I think it's good they increased the 4-hit kill range also. It kind of needed it, because close quarters it really can't handle much of the other submachine guns, so that kind of gives it a little bit more of a balance. And then the remove speed reduction while firing, probably needed too. Now the HG40. Now they had it pretty weak, and a lot of us were speculating it was because Treyarch hates the supply drops and that whole system, but they're giving it a buff. They increased the 3-hit kill damage range. In all honesty, talking about just the gun and the gameplay, it needs it, but if they're going to be making these weapons good, they should be buyable outside of the supply drops, but that's a topic for another episode. Now on to the ARs. The HVK got a buff of all buffs. I don't know. The HVK got a buff of all buffs. There we go. They increased the sprint recovery speed, increased aim stability, and increased recoil stability. So, I really think that the HVK is just going to be a dominating factor after this update. It's already pretty good. It was really kind of subpar when the game first came out, and then they buffed it, and now they buffed it again, and I think it's going to tear. Now the ICR-1 increased recoil stability. Now that thing fires laser beams. I didn't even know it needed that, but again, they've got the stats, so I'm going to trust them on it. The Shiva. They increased ADS speed, increased flinch stability, and rapid fire now functions properly. Why? Why? Okay, I mean, I understand rapid fire now functioning properly if it was broken, but that thing is so good. It's a 2-hit kill. They don't need that in the game. Anyways, on to the MX Garand. They increased the fire rate and now performs better with rapid fire. So they're just kind of buffing up the DLC weapons a little bit more. I believe those are the only two they actually buffed, but in all honesty, the HG40 needed it. And the MX Garand I honestly thought was perfect where it was, but, you know. Anyways, on to the shotties. The KRM increased 1-hit kill range potential. Why? Why? I don't understand that. I will never understand that. Anyways, let's go on. Haymaker 12 increased the 3-hit kill range. Why? Why? And the Argist increased 1-hit kill range potential when hip firing. Why? That thing already shoots across the map aimed in. The shotguns in this game, if anything, I thought were overpowered, but still you could kind of contest against them. Now I think they're just going to completely demolish, and it's going to be horrible. But anyways, I really would have liked to see a breasty nerf in here, but they're buffing them all, so we'll see what happens there. For the light machine guns, the BRM increased ADS outspeed and increased recoil stability. So I believe by ADS outspeed that means aiming out. I don't know why they worded it so weird. But yeah, anyways. That probably needed, you know. I think honestly all the LMGs are pretty good in this game where they were, but you know, they could probably use a little bit here and there. The Dingo, increased tightness of bullet spread while ADS. Now, the Dingo I think is pretty OP, but honestly, I think it probably needed that. I have noticed when you're ADS, the bullets do kind of go out. They spread a bit more than they should, I think. Then the increased hipfire accuracy on the Dingo. I really don't think that'll be a factor too much, but you know, whatever, it's there. The Gorgon, increased ADS outspeed, increased recoil stability, and increased damage through light cover. What? Why? The Gorgon increased recoil stability. It already fires slow enough to where if you needed that, like it's gonna literally be a laser beam now. And then increased damage through light cover. That thing already kills in 2 hits. I don't see the point for that. And then the 48 Dredge, increased fire rate, increased ADS outspeed. The 48 Dredge kills in 1 burst because it's 6 bullets. That doesn't need a buff. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I mean, maybe I could see like ADS buffs and things like that, but fire rate buffs? No. Okay, on to the attachments. Let's see what all they did here. They just played with a few here. The laser sight, increased the accuracy bonus received from laser sight. Recon, increased recon. Okay, and then recon, the BOA sight, the thermal sight, and the ballistic CPU all increased recoil stability. I can understand that. I'm not really against any of those, especially recon. Recon was kind of Okay, and then on to the score streaks. Now, the Rolling Thunder got a buff. I can see this because it's kind of hard to use. I mean, in Black Ops 2, it was really good. I think it was the bombing run in that. It just completely demolished then. But the Rolling Thunder in this game, it's kind of subpar. I mean, it gets everyone inside for like 10 seconds and then boom, they're done. But they increased the drone count and increased entry speed. I really don't think the drone count is the one to note here. I think it's the entry speed that'll be the more dominating factor. And the Raps deploy ship got a buff. The increased drone count per drop right now was at 4. I'm going to assume they only raised it up to 5. So maybe they did that, hopefully. Hopefully it's not like 6 per drop. That'd be crazy. And then the Raps drones increased the movement speed of drones. Those things are really good, so I don't really know what I think about this, but, you know, we'll see. Maps. Nuketown added additional spawn logic to mitigate spawn trapping. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. This map has been so messed up in this game. Just horribly messed up, so I hope that fixes. Infection closed up a line of sight through the wood pile outside of the barn. Fixed an issue where players could reach outside of the intended play space. So I'm assuming the fixed an issue where players could reach outside of the intended play space was that wall run on the cliff side of the map, where you could kind of get down below and you'd be completely undercover. I assume that's what they've got to be talking about, but hopefully, you know, hopefully that's all good fixes. I don't see it necessarily being a problem, especially the line of sight through the woodpile, but we'll see. Game modes, hardcore. In hardcore game modes, fixed an issue where the owner of a care package would be killed if a teammate stood under it during the first 15 seconds of a round. That just is the strength. I mean, that's a good fix, but I want to know who figured that out, that it was precisely 15 seconds. Like, how do you figure that out? Hardpoint. Adjusted positioning of objective markers inside of the hardpoint zone to be more centralized. Okay, and that could be pretty good. Basically, I think that means they're making the hardpoint zone smaller. And then on uplink, improve the ability to pick up a dropped satellite drone. Now, I don't play a lot of uplink, but I think that did actually need some fixing. I remember playing a few times and it wouldn't pick up the drone, so that should be good. And then on challenges, the challenge 100%er now properly appears when completing all of the multiplayer challenge listed under operations. So that's good. Increase the window of time to earn the tag and bag medal. I don't realize why that's in a challenge, but I mean, obviously you need it for challenges, but I don't see why they put it in challenges. Fixed an issue where players could earn the heat stroke medal when killing an enemy stunned by a teammate. Okay, now this I actually did run into, because there was one match I had a few tag and bags and a heat stroke medal. I mean, I kind of thought it was kind of funny, but I didn't really see it as a problem. But I mean, that's a good fix. I understand why they did that. So overall, the fixes, I think, some are really questionable, some are really needed, some are extremely idiotic, like the shotties. Oh my gosh, the shotties in this game, if you can't get a nuclear with them, then you need help. They're too good right now. So I'm worried about how they're gonna be now, but we'll see. A lot of the spawn trapping problems on Nuketown, hopefully those are fixed. I hope those are fixed. Hopefully wraps aren't overpowered. But the main things I want to point out in this update, so the lower end of the main things, the HD40 and MX Garand are buffed. How is that going to affect supply drop sales? Because I bet people are really going to want those now. And people are going to get irritated when you can't get those and get killed by them. It's ridiculous. And then they'll come back with a response. Well, we have a free way to get them. Yeah, you have to spend a countless amount of hours. In like 2 hours, you get one rare supply drop. And then, enough about that though. So on to the Razorback. I feel like that is a well-needed buff. I thought it was a manageable weapon before, but now I think it's just going to be able to kind of be a dominating factor. Now we also have the VMP and the Kuda, kind of had a buff nerf kind of thing. We'll see how that, well, I guess the VMP was just, yeah, they kind of had we'll just see how those play out. I honestly think I think the VMP needed a little bit more of a nerf. Maybe a smaller magazine size, because 40 is ridiculous. And then the fact, like, extended mags, so many people use it, and I don't see why, because you already have 40 bullets in the thing. And then down to the Vesper. It received a buff. Hopefully we can use it again. I hope so much. I'm still sitting on a lot of Vesper footage I'm going to be commentating over. That's actually going to be some of the background footage in this video if you guys were watching that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great day. If you have any comments, concerns yourself about the patch or what you think after playing it. Now this is, I believe it's already dropped on PS4, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it dropped yesterday. It dropped today. Or yesterday. I just stuttered. So bad. It dropped yesterday on PS4, and we're supposed to be getting it tomorrow on Xbox, Wednesday the 20th. So hopefully that works out. And that's really all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I ask that you rate, comment, subscribe. You know, it really helps out, keeps me motivated to throw things out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.